Hey guys, thank you for all the questions on Discord. This is the Q&A video where I answer all your questions. It may not be very good quality, and that's because I have to compress it a lot in order to fit the file size onto the Discord server. So that's why it may not be great quality. Our first question comes from Franco, who asked, should I get the iPhone 7 or Samsung Galaxy S8? I always recommend iPhone just because I prefer iOS to Android. Now, if you prefer the Android operating system, you should get an Android. But if you prefer the iOS ecosystem, the app marketplace, the ease of use, I would definitely recommend sticking to the iPhone. Ryan asked, do you have a tripod? If so, what kind? I kind of have a tripod. I'm using my iPhone right now to record this video, and I actually have something called the Pocket Tripod. And it's a credit card sized tripod. Here, I'll actually show you right now. It's this little thing right here. It's very small, and it folds into the size of a credit card, so I can slip it right into my wallet and take it with me places in case I ever need to set my phone up to watch a YouTube video while I'm eating something, or to take a long exposure picture, or to record a video. I can always do that because I have that foldable tripod with me all the time. Alex asked, what Apple Watch are you using? I am using the Series 4 44 millimeter aluminum space gray Apple Watch. XTADR 64-bit asked, do you think there will be an 8th gen iPod Touch? I think there will be. I think Apple will keep updating the iPod Touch as they see fit. It's a great entry-level device for children who don't need a phone, but whose parents will still buy them an iPod, and they sort of get their foot into the iOS ecosystem, which is important because then they become future iPhone users. Blue the Bird 145 asked, if you had to live with iPod Touch, how would you live? That would be hard. Not having a phone would be very hard. Honestly, I would probably have to buy a Wi-Fi device to carry with me with my iPod so that I could always have a connection to internet, because, man, I need data, that's for sure. Random Sora asked, have you heard about Focals by North? No. The first truly commercial available smart glasses that actually look like glasses. I have not heard of that. Huh. Yeah, I have to look them up later. I do think it's an interesting market. And supposedly Apple is working on AR glasses. I'll just be really interested in the implementation of that product if Apple does do it, because glasses are a very personal item, just like a watch. I think it's more personal than a watch. People want it to look certain ways. They want it to match their fashion sense, match their outfit. And it can't look bulky. It can't look nerdy. So, but I think in that kind of product, the potential of uses is really incredible, especially with all the developments in augmented and virtual reality. Spoopy Greek asked, what's your favorite iPhone out of all? I mean, my favorite iPhone is usually the one I own because it's like the most recent. So I really love the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I also love the iPhone 10, and I loved the iPhone 5. Alex asked, do your AirPods also have a weird dirt that isn't cleanable? I mean, I guess there's like little dark marks that are hard to remove, but if I really try, I can remove them. I would try using like a Clorox wipe or something and really put your elbow into it, and usually you can at least make that fade. They also said, I really love your hair. How do you make it that fluffy? I have naturally thick hair, so it's naturally fluffy. I actually have to get my hair thinned when I get it cut so that it doesn't poof out too much. But that's just how my hair is. Unfortunately, I'm not a very big fan. Liberty Walk asked, what hardware field do you think Apple will enter next? I'm really hoping for augmented reality hardware of some kind, whether it's glasses or a headset or something. I think it will be glasses. I think Apple will be successful with that project. KF Garnett asked, have you subscribed to Apple's YouTube channel? I don't think I'm subscribed. I don't think. I may be. I'm not sure. But I do watch most of their videos. Creative Mind asked, thoughts on Apple Arcade? Yeah, I discussed it briefly in the live stream. I love Apple Arcade. I've been using it a lot more than I expected. There's some really great high quality games. I love Sayonara Wild Hearts. I love the Frogger game. I love the Impossible Road game. I may end up staying subscribed and actually paying for it because I'm on the free trial right now. But I think Apple did an excellent job with this service. What I love most about it is that it totally removes microtransactions from the equation. So developers are focused on making a great quality game instead of focusing on how much they can monetize from it. Shiji said, you can call me Ma or Mr. Ma if you like. Okay. My first name is spelt as Caesar, but I know my last name is much easier to say. Okay, so I'll have to call you Ma from now on. Ma. Technica Vivant asked, favorite movie? I really love the Kill Bill series, Kill Bill 1, Kill Bill 2. I also love Lord of the Rings. Those are some of my favorite movies, but probably my favorite movie that I can watch over and over again and never get tired of is Lost in Translation with Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray. I love every minute of that movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Deadman asked, is the Apple Watch going to be worth the extra money from Series 3 to Series 5? I think so. I think you're going to see a really great upgrade from the Series 3 if you're going all the way to the Series 5. But I would look into getting the Series 4. You can save quite a bit of money by getting the Series 4, and you're essentially getting the same watch except for the always-on display, which some people have been saying takes a lot more battery life than they expected, and they're turning that feature off completely, which basically makes it a Series 4 watch. So I would look into getting a used Series 4 Apple Watch. We're doing one question per person, guys. Next question is from Santa Clara 2016. Do you think the new boot ROM exploit for A5 to A11 devices? If so, what do you think this would do for jailbreaking? I don't think jailbreaking is going to come back with as much force as people are expecting. Jailbreaking was popular because iOS wasn't very capable, wasn't very advanced in the early days of the iPhone. Since then, Apple has actually taken some of the most popular features from the jailbreaking community and implemented it into iOS natively. So as that has happened, jailbreaking has become less and less popular. It's also become harder to jailbreak the devices, but I don't think it's going to sort of ignite a new excitement for jailbreaking. I think jailbreaking is it's a very niche thing now, and it's kind of past its prime. Yummy Gummy asked, do you think the iPhone 11 would look better if Johnny Ive was still worked at Apple? Okay, Jonathan Ive still works at Apple. He has not left yet, number one. Number two, when he does leave Apple, he will still be working for Apple because Apple will be a client of his design studio. So Jonathan Ive really isn't going anywhere, functionally speaking. Dishonest asked, I'm an Android user. One thing which stops me from moving to an iPhone is the notification system. If you get a notification and want to attend it later, it becomes unavailable when you glance at the phone. It's only available when you swipe up to show old notifications. What if you forget to check old notifications? I'm trying to think if that's the case. because some notifications do stay on my screen until I tap them to like follow them to the app. But I don't have a problem with the iPhone's notification system. If there's a notification that I want to look at later, like you said, you just swipe up and you see all the previous notifications. So it's not like it's hard to find. It's just right there. So I don't think that's a problem, really. Maybe it's because I don't know how it works on Android. Maybe Android has it figured out, but I suspect it's not an issue. Magic Bus asked, is the 11 Pro a good upgrade from the 6S Plus? Yes, it's definitely a good upgrade. I would recommend it. JP asked, what do you think of the future of the services business model? Will Apple succeed at it? Apple is already succeeding at services. iCloud is a success. It's making Apple a lot of money. Apple Music is a success. It's making Apple a lot of money. Apple Care is a success. It's making Apple a lot of money. Those are all services that Apple has succeeded with. And I think Apple Arcade is going to be successful. I think Apple TV Plus is going to be successful. Now, does that mean that everything is going to be successful? No. I mean, maybe Apple News Plus won't do as well. Certainly, Mobile Me didn't do very well. Certainly, Ping didn't do very well. These are all services Apple kind of failed at, basically. But I think they're strong in that area. I think they'll continue to be strong. Alex asked, will there be an October event? I mean, rumors say that there will be. It's just a matter of when. And I think it's going to happen on the 28th. Spout Shield asked, does Huawei have potential to break into the US market even after being banned? I think while they're banned, no. If they're ever unbanned, yes, I think they have a great chance at doing well in the US because their products are so cheap. One question per person. Mishak 2002 asked, why did they get rid of the startup sound on the Mac? I think it's just because the iPhone doesn't have a startup sound, the iPad doesn't have a startup sound, the Apple Watch doesn't have a startup sound. It's kind of an old piece of technology or an old feature that doesn't make sense to keep anymore. You can still get the sound if you hold down, I think like the shift key or something, it'll make that startup sound. But I think it was just an unnecessary piece of the past that didn't belong anymore. Zarek DQ1 asked, do you think Intel will use the i9 Extreme or the X series on the MacBooks? I'm not familiar with that at all. I'm not familiar with Intel's product lineup. I'm not familiar with what chipsets they're working on. So I have no idea. Adam Fu asked, hi there, I'm wondering if the iPhone 6s will get iOS 14. We really don't know until Apple announces it, but I suspect it may. It may or it may not. I hope it will, though. Apple usually does pretty well at supporting older phones, and they've been doing even better in recent years. So just so you guys know, you only need to ask your question once. You don't have to repeatedly post in this after stream. I do see all of them. Nelson asked, favorite to-do list app? I've only used Reminders, and I use Reminders. Apple actually recently sort of updated their Reminders app in iOS 13, and it's a lot better. I really enjoy it. Tech Wizzavery asked, what is the first Apple product you bought with your money? The iPod 5G. Mark Robert Rowe asked, the first Apple product I bought was an iPhone 7. Oh, that's not a question. All right. So those are all the questions. This video was a bit longer than usual. Actually, is there any questions left? No, that's it. Okay. Just remember for next time, one question per person, and you only need to post your question once. I will see all of them. You don't have to post it a second time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have hopefully a couple videos for you this week, and then the live stream again at 10 p.m. EST on Saturday. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great weekend.